Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how I do my foundation on a daily basis. Fairly simple, maybe like 5 or 6 products, I don't remember exactly how many, but yeah, this has really worked for me. I love the products in my rotation right now, and as always, I'm starting with a clean face. I went through my simple morning skincare routine, cleanser, toner, serum, lotion, and that was it. If you want to see how I do my foundation on a daily basis, then just keep watching. Hi guys, so like I said before, I'm going to walk you through my foundation routine. This is something that I use pretty much every single day, and it's fairly easy to just kind of do and be done with it. As you can see, I've got some wonderful breakouts right now. Thank you, Aunt Flo. So let's just jump into it. I always like to get my hair out of my face when I do makeup just because I don't want makeup in my hair and I don't want my hair to get in the way of my makeup. So first things first, we're going to start with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And I don't use a lot of this just because a little does go a long way. So just about a pea size. Rub it together. And I like to concentrate this just kind of on the center and mid sections of my face. And I should note that my face, I've already washed my face and done my skincare routine. If you want to know what my skincare routine is, I'll leave the link down below because it's pretty much been the same for the past 2 years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So now that that primer is done, I like to fill in some of the areas of my face where I either have laugh lines, like around my mouth, where I've got deeper pores, and then where I've got some texture up here. So I use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, the smoothing primer. And I like to concentrate this just on the T-zone, mainly because I've got kind of like laugh lines from doing that all the time. And then I've got, like I said, texture here, larger pores here, and then some acne on my chin. So just about that much. And I like to press my primers into my skin rather than smear them over, just to make sure that it's actually doing what it's supposed to do and that it's filling the pores and lines rather than just getting smeared over them. And then I take the same amount again and I do my forehead and my chin. Okay, so primer done. Then after that, I will go in with the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, this little guy. And I like to just put this right here on the inner corners. See where I've got darkness from rubbing my eyes from allergies? Can't help it. And you really don't need a lot of this because it is some pretty thick stuff. And I like to just pat that in with my fingers. You can use a brush if you want, but I feel like the warmth from skin to skin contact is what actually makes this primer work better. So I feel like that just brightens up the area and kind of helps to start conceal the darker circles. So now that that's done, we're going to actually go in now with the foundation. And my favorite foundation at the moment is the Nars Sheer Glow, and I'm in the shade Deauville, the one with a D, light 4. So I just like to take 2 pumps of this on the back of my hand, and then I will go in with my Sigma F8 flat top kabuki brush. In the warmer months, I am in the shade Fiji, light 5. But now that it's cooler, my skin is not that olive toned. So I like to bring it back a smidge. So, like that. And the good thing about the Nars Sheer Glow foundation with the Sigma brush is that you don't need a lot. Like, this stuff spreads and it is thick and it is covering, it is full coverage. And I like to press this into my skin with this brush. I don't like to really buff it. And then I always like to finish by taking what's ever left on the brush down the top portion of my neck, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines or anything like that. This shade is a pretty good match for me, so it's kind of hard to see a line, but just in the event, I like to cover all my bases. So now that the foundation is done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some concealing under my eyes, and I like to use two products. I like to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. Anybody else feel like these names just keep getting longer? And I'm in the shade Light Neutral, and then I also like to go in with the YSL Touche Éclat Radiant Touch, and this is in the shade 1, and I like to add this just on top for a little bit of color correction. Now when I use this concealer, I'm not trying to highlight my under eyes, I am solely just trying to conceal, which is why this concealer is a pretty good skin match for me. And then a couple pumps of this over top. This is what I actually like to use for the brightening effect rather than a concealer, because I feel like a concealer can be really tricky to highlight with. And then I go in with my Beauty Blender. I like to kind of press and roll with the Beauty Blender too, to make sure that it's just all the way pressed into my skin, filling my pores. I'm not gonna crease. You get the gist. So that is the base. And then we have to set everything. And I like to use the, what is this? Dim Light from Hourglass. Right now I've just got it in the Edit palette, but the yellow shade. And I like to use this Hourglass powder because it gives you very much so a glow from within. You look healthy and your eyes look bright, and just kind of the last step to get rid of any darkness under your eyes. And I also don't like to load this area up with powder, just because that can kind of do more harm than good. Who wants super cakey under eyes that settle into fine lines? So that is set. And then for the rest of my face, because it makes the rest of your makeup go on so much easier if you just set the rest of your face, I like to use the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder on a Real Techniques big old fluffy brush. And then I'll just kind of pat that all over my face. And you don't really need a lot of this. I don't want it to look like I'm wearing a powder foundation. I just want my bronzer, blush, highlighter, whatever I put on over top to look much better and to not have my makeup move throughout the day. A highlighter kitten! So that is it. That is my foundation routine. I'm going to go do the rest of my makeup real quick, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so here is the finished look of my foundation routine. I just went and threw some color in my crease, mascara, brows, lip gloss, done. Yeah, I really like this foundation routine. It's a simple go-to. I think I've used it for ever now that I finally found the right products. The products will change, but the steps not so much. But yeah, I think that's all I've got. If you guys would like to see anything in particular coming up, be sure to leave it down below and I will do my best to film that. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.